Greetings, commanders, and we are live. Carrier is in the process of jumping to the system we call the Hydra Zoo, which is Pleiades Sector MIS B40, which is by far the easiest system to find a Hydra in, and especially with SEO drives, it's a system where hunting Hydras is very convenient, let's put it that way. I have finished engineering my Type 8 for anti-xeno combat, which comes with a flak cannon and 5 small Guardian Gauss cannons. Since we're just fighting a Hydra, I have not engineered the Guardian Gauss cannons for AGF resistance, as there's not going to be any AGF whatsoever to speak with. But it is the first time I fly this ship, and considering the fact that it has a very, very small power distributor, I will be double sinking to power those 5 Guardian Gauss cannons. Even then, the mean time to exert Hydra's first heart is significant, as it is 27 seconds. And consequently, we should expect not a walk in the park. This is certainly not the hardest fight I've ever done, but it certainly isn't the easiest either. And especially considering it's a brand new ship, and I haven't really ever flown it in combat, like, ever. So I don't know how it's going to handle. We also have selective disabling of modules. Hopefully my FMU will stay on, but we'll figure it out. We certainly don't need our drive, and we certainly don't need our drive and cargo hatch, but we do need our limpets, which you totally forgot right now. So those we need to go back and pick up, since although we won't need the whole 64-ton capacity of limpets that I put on this ship, we will need a reasonable number. This is going to be realistically a 55-minute fight to do an entire Hydra solo without being able to battle down the shield earlier. So, and by the way, in terms of time, I do have time just for one. After that, I will time out, and otherwise I will try again this afternoon, US time. But hopefully we get it on first try. Who knows? Maybe we will, maybe it won't. Alright, let's get some limpets. How many should we get? I mean, it's good to be able to spam limpets, but too many limpets also slows your ship down, so I don't want to fill it up. I bring 40, which is probably twice as many as I actually need. But again, this is the first time we do this, or I do this, so presumably I'll be repairing more than I would normally otherwise be doing. Now, power priorities are set, fire groups are set, except for my repairs. Let's get some repairs. Everything else looks in order. The ship has a great jump range, even in a combat configuration, which is great. 07 Tapnox, 07 SET, welcome to the stream. And now we go find a Hydra. I'm going to use the FSS trick, which is basically after I get a pulse, I'm going to put things only to the very left, only to the very right end of here, which kind of is going to highlight. There you go, we found a Hydra. This is very close, and it's kind of very close to the surface, though. I want to see if it's far enough from the surface to not get into the gravity bug that I would get. But let's switch to combat. Where is my flak? Probably here. Alright, here's a Hydra. We are deploying our hard points. Modules are disabled. Let's see if our FMU, no, FMU turns off. It's okay. If we need our FMU, we'll store our hard points. It's going to be okay. I'm going to start the fight inside this debris field, because that is going to result in a good number of the Fargons being colliding with the debris, and will make flacking down the first swarm faster. I'm going to wait also for it to turn. Flight assist off. And then it gets attention. Alright. Also need to lower my mouse sensitivity, because I had set it higher for other reasons, so let me lower it a bit. Ship controls, mouse controls, something I am more comfortable with. Alright, the swarm is coming, and it is in a ring formation, so I'm going to go silent running, and wait until it flies away from me, and re-roll the formation. Now, the ship is not that fast in normal space. That is also a ring formation. And the Hydra is gaining on me, so I'm going to have to boost away. Now we've gotten some range, but the swarm is still on me because I'm probably too close to a swarm. There we go. Now we have like crazy high heat, but it's still a ring. Let's see if we can get it to reroll again. I'm going for a bolo cone formation, which is, there you go. That's a bolo cone. Also, I have to switch to, well, sorry. I have my sights to trailing as I was shooting shards last time, so that's not conducive to shooting flak. I can shoot flak without the radical indicator, but it's like a bit more annoying. I think I finished that with this. There we go. Alright, now we dance. Now we dance. No, I'm going to be double syncing, and this is the first time I do it, so bear with me if this isn't great. That was not great. Alright, so we forgot to do something important here, which means we are going to abort this run and try again. So the one thing I forgot to do is, and I'm just going to self-destruct since it gets back to my carrier faster, is to set my pips to something that actually charges my system capacitor so that I can fire my Gauss when doing this. So let's do that now so that we will switch to 114 when fighting instead of 024. That's going to make handling hard, because like handling the ship on 1 pips to eng is not going to be ideal. But I have also a bit of an idea to get a little bit more speed and some additional agility. Not that it's going to make a humongous difference, but might as well since we're doing this and we're respawning at a carrier anyway. Which is to downsize my FSD into a much lighter 2D FSD, which for combat purposes is fine since we're not really planning on jumping anywhere. So might as well. Alright, let's put that in. And our core internals. I think I have also a version of a 2D with... yeah, for some reason this doesn't let me put a 2D in. Don't ask me why. Oh, why am I looking at thruster? I should be looking at the FSD. It should let me put FSD. There you go. 2D. For some reason, I can't put like SCO2A. This says it's not compatible. I guess because optimized mass. I don't know. For some reason why that doesn't let me do it. But it does let me put in a 2D normal drive. I'm going to do that. That will also let me turn my... no, I don't think it's going to let me turn my FSD on, but we shall see. Restock on our limpet. Check our pips configuration 411. Yeah, we're good. Get our simps back in. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. Alright, off to try again. Now this ship is going to handle really poorly on just 1 pips on engine, but I do need that because I'm firing a disproportionate amount of sinks to keep the weapon distributor charged, as each sync gives you 2 megawatt of power for 10 seconds to your power distributor to keep that Gauss firing. So let's see how we handle this time around. Also, I have very few boosts available if I use a single pip on engine, so I'm gonna need to make those boosts count. Alright, let's find another Hydra. That's a Medusa. That's a Cyclops. That's Scouts. That could be a Hydra. It's not guaranteed to be a Hydra, but it could be. Now, I don't have a CO, so I'm going to have to slow boat it there, but it's 46 light seconds, so it's a reasonable distance. Again, this has a chance of being a Hydra, but it could also be just an empty instance. Alright. So now we have pips to system, so that's going to be charging system while we fire, but we lost on a degree of maneuverability, losing pips to engine, which is not ideal. But we do need those 4 pips to weapon in order to fire our 5 Gauss cannons. Oh, I'm almost kind of starting to wonder if it's better off to just use 4 and with 4. Oh no, I'm using basic ammo. I should do this with premium ammo. Like, should I be... I only have 11 reloads. Not enough. Alright, so I'm not doing it premium because I don't have premium. Or not enough to do a fight, so... Actually, I don't even know if I have enough. Do I have enough? 29 basic? Yeah, basic should be fine. Now, doing this with basic ammo is silly. But we do silly things here, so... Silly it is, silly it shall be. Basic ammo Hydra versus Type 10. Forgot to mention that part. It's a lot easier with premium ammo, as in a lot. Not just because of a 30% damage, but because your damage is so much higher than a Hydra regeneration. You're basically doing twice the effective sustained DPS if you're using premiums, which is an enormous difference. But we don't have those premiums to load, so we're not going to use those. Alright, here we go. We found a friend here. Let's get back to our flag. Let's drag it away from the debris, otherwise it's going to do some weird dancing around left and right at the beginning of the fight, which you don't want it to do. Let's get some speed. Let's get ready to synthesize heat sinks when we're going to need them. Let's wait for it to turn away, and then we're off to races. There we go. Boom. Range is good. Speed is slow, but that's the best ship can do without boost. Can't quite see what formation it is in. Okay, it's a ball cone, but it's flying away, so unfortunately I have to kind of close up. It's going close to, like... I think it's a ring now, though, so we have to kind of, like, go and sign it running and re-roll that swarm formation into something that's more congenial. Is that... That's a ball. Alright, firing away. Also, we're getting too close. Come back, you swarm. I almost had you. That's a poor shot. Alright, it's either this or one more shot. One more shot. Alright, now we dance. Now we have pips to system. Alright. That was a very poor orbit insertion on my part. A terrible start of first engagement, but let's see how it goes. Now it's going to rearm. I need to chase it. Oh, I'm entirely out of boosts. So see if I can boost to turn, because like the ship is not turning without boost. Alright, we got ourselves into a stable orbit after a truly terrible start of the orbit. We're drifting way too far out of range, so I'm trying to close up. So the laterals in the ship are generally pretty weak. Now it's boosting towards me and going for a rearm, which was quick. Now I need to boost to kind of like get that angle back on. I'm gonna swing out of range. I gotta boost again. I managed to boost again. I got the sensitivity off, by the way. I need to like lower my mouse sensitivity because again I was playing with it to do something else, and like that is. Now I'm gonna face tank it a bit because like I don't have a boost. I have to boost twice to kind of like make it work. All right. I should get an exert soon though. If not, I am completely out of sinks and this battle is over. Alright, this battle is over. I may need to sort of synthesize premiums to do this for a first time, at least until I get a hang of flying the ship. If I do it, how many? I'm gonna just let it destroy me so like I can respawn at my carrier. I'm trying to think about how many do I have? 11 reloads, like 2 loads of premium. Should be able to do it after like... Alright, fine, let's do it with premium ammo. And now I have one more try before I'm gonna time out and come back this afternoon and try again. But the time on target with premium ammo drops dramatically. Actually, it's 20-second with premium. Never mind. I think something kind of... I'm kind of like so hold on. Trying to kind of make sense of some stuff. There's something that's not quite computing here. In terms of the gas calculator that I'm using to kind of figure out the time to exert. 20-second with 5 prems, 32 with basic. Thank you for that. I've done far worse than that, honestly. Like, but not with this ship. Well, let's do some practice. See if we can get an exert in a first heart or a couple of hearts, just with the premium ammo that we have. But again, time-wise, I might time out and I might have to come back. So I don't know if I have time to do the whole fight right now. But we can get some practice in, which never hurts. All right, let's take a plunge. Go the cheap route, the easy route, but not elegant route. The shameful route, and let's load premium ammo in here. Let's also kind of launch while we're at it, because that seems like it's take a while. But the power distributor setup works, so we got that going for us at least. What am I missing in terms of materials? Probably Guardian. Manganese, of all things. Well, that's an easy one to replace. Off we go. How well does it fly in solo combat? Well, not that well. Like, for one, you need 1 pip in sys, because otherwise you run out of system capacitor for sinks, at least in this double sinking setup against Hydra, which makes it really not that maneuverable or agile. That could be a Hydra. Let's see if there's a guaranteed one around here. That's a number. Could be Hydra. That's a guaranteed one. Alright, let's go to that one. Also hoping that it's not too close around. So, like, all in all, I want to say doesn't fly that great. Its laterals appear relatively weak with like 1 pip, and also it doesn't really have the pitch ability to stay up. You gotta boost it to turn the ship, which is annoying. So I'm kind of learning. I'm learning how to fly it. Right, is the kind of takeaway. All right, same little maneuver here. Let's get hard points out. Let you move a little bit further back. Get some range, and off with to it dances. Get some speed, but not too much, otherwise we lose the swarm like last time. Swarm. Alright, cool. Slow down. And speed up now. Let's see what's coming at me. That is... I don't know what that is. That's a rank. Siren running. Come back. That is a ball. We like balls very much. Very, very much. Note how I wait until it changes direction before I fire my flag. It's not about how many flag shots you fire, it's about when you fire them. Note how quickly this Hydra swarm is down. Alright, see if we can get some angle to the Hydra. Alright, we got angle, firing now. Actually, not now, because like I need to get a boost here. See, this is like, you need to boost to turn the ship. Otherwise, I would not have been able to turn the ship. I need to boost again, because otherwise I'm not going to sustain this orbit. But this is much, much better than the first time, orbit-wise. Oh, I'm swinging again out of range. Because, like, this thing does not have, like, really strong laterals. I am way too far to do damage. I need to close range. But I cannot boost from this angle, like, because, like, it's rearming. Now I need to boost in. Give it a hard turn. Alright, we managed somehow. Again, it's trying to kind of like close my orbit. I'm too far, way too far. Exert. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nope. No go. Like, I need to kind of get my handle of, like, the convergence of, like... Because, like, at 1.5, it's like, what am I doing? Just these on the left, these on the right. Like, kind of hard that now I'm going to get, like, let in destroy myself because I... Well, convergence, it's good, but it's good and it's not. As in, it's not really kind of letting me kind of like letting me get those Gauss cannons on target. But the good thing is, at least from an ammo perspective, I can do 2 hearts with one round of premium ammo, which is not too shabby. Still, I don't have enough ammo to do the whole fight, but it's fine. As the fight gets a lot easier after the first couple of hearts, since the amount of shots that it takes to exert a heart goes dramatically down. Plus, if I need to restore just manganese, it's going to be a quick trip to a material trader, so I don't have to go up to the garden side, so I might be able to do this afternoon. But I do think I need a couple more practice rounds. Like, hey, codename. Hello, Thiago Massarope. And Nick Fizzle. What are the ship stats? So the ship in a straight line. Oh, I forgot my limpets again. The ship in a straight line is relatively fast, because I want to say boosts to about 510, 513, something like that. But anyway, oops. But anyway, I know I'm not doing too many things at the same time. So the ship in a straight line is pretty fast. The unboosted ship speed, though, is pretty slow, which makes orbiting hard, especially when you have just a single pip to put in engine. And I think he has about 2.6 thousand hull or something like that, which is honestly plenty, more than enough, more than I would ever need, unless I do something really, really, really stupid. But if I do something that makes me need more than that hull, then I probably did something so bad that I lost the fight anyway. Let's see. So yeah, 2.6k hull. We have 58 armor rating, which again doesn't particularly matter, but. Alright, this is probably going to be just a practice run because I don't have time to do a whole fight, unfortunately, right now, but I will be back later in the day and try again. But I want to see how reliably, because the one thing I'm kind of getting a gist of it is the orbiting, because this ship does not turn, so unless you're on boost, and that makes orbiting with it tricky. It's possible, but it requires a slightly different approach, which is the kind of approach that you would use with ships that do not turn. And it's not something I have done in a while, so I am definitely rusty on flying this kind of ship. I have done it before, so I'm not a stranger to it, but it is something that requires a bit of a different approach, as I said. Now let's see if we can find another 8. We might have an 8 from before, actually. That has not. Let's see if we still have an 8 from before. Yeah, we do. Let's go for that one. 8 minutes left. We're good. Now, this ship, as I said, is notably faster than a Hydra, which makes the kiting phase relatively straightforward. But the pitch and yaw on one engine pip are very, very limited, which makes training your reticles on target pretty hard, especially since you can't boost orbit it on a sustained basis, because with only a 4D power distributor, your boosts are few and far between, even with that also with that single pip in engine that you have. So all in all, this is proving a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, primarily owing to the fact that the ship's turn ability on the 114 power distributor configuration, which it seems to want to do this, is proving challenging. The other thing is convergence when you're up close is pretty bad, so I think shooting hearts is probably better done from some reasonable range of closer to 1.5 kilometers than below 1. But again, we shall see. See if we roll a Hydra, if we're lucky. Otherwise, again, this is not a guaranteed Hydra. We've been lucky today. 3 Hydras in a row. We got a little too close to that one drop. Let's drag it away. Come away from the debris. Notice how it's going sideways, because its AI is moving away from the collision of the debris. You don't want that to happen when you start the fight. You want it to be looking straight at you. Notice its unboosted speed is 299 with this load, which again is not ideal. Now I'm going to slow down a bit, because again, I don't want to get too far away from the swarm, as I want to fleck it down from ideal is when it starts around 6 kilometers or so, which is about where it's starting now. Yep, it's good. Now we get speed. And that is a ball. But it flew away because we got too far away. See, that's what I didn't want to happen. And now it came back as a ring, so now we gotta re-roll it again. That's another ring. Re-rolling it again. Nope, I'm switching sign running on and off to re-roll the swarm. When it flies away, I turn it off, and then it comes back, and it will be possibly in a different formation. Like, ring is the most common one, so you're gonna see the most rings. But hopefully we get a ball or a cone soon. There you go, that's a cone. Or a ball, but anyway, it's not a ring. Which means we shoot it. Alright, now we gotta skedaddle though, because it's very difficult to shoot like this. Possible, but very difficult. It's better to wait. I think we got it. Yep, we did. Alright, now we get ready to engage. Trying to get a vertical angle to that Hydra, which is going down though, so it's not ideal to get the vertical angle here, but we can try. And we are good to engage. Now I want to let it swing past me, and then I want to boost as it swings past me like this. Now I boost. And engage. Alright, we got a good initial. This is a good orbit insertion. I had to boost again. See, this is why the ship does not turn, so... But now we're in a good orbital dance. A bit further than I would want in terms of range, but it could be worse. I'm trying to give it maximum right thrust and down thrust. Now it's kind of turning away to rearm. I have to boost to chase it, or I will get out of range. Alright. I'm giving it maximum up thrust. I have to boost again, because, like, again, this ship does not turn. Or pitch, to be exact. I'm going up thrust. I need to close range again. I'm out of range. Way out of range. Boosting again to close range. It will swing past me. I may have to boost again. But I'm out of Istro, so I can't boost again. Fortunately, it boosted towards me. Now, I'm gonna stall, probably. But I have to tank this. Otherwise, like, I'm gonna lose the exert. Ooh, this is bad. All right. Use all my sinks and half of my ammo to get that done, but we got it done. Oops, and I also flacked myself in the face instead of triggering my... Let's see if we can do also hard 2. Alright. Now, we don't want to get too far because we don't have, like... we also need to set a timer here. Let me see, it's 16:10... So 16:15. 16:15. Somebody remind me in the chat 16:15, or somebody type in the chat 16:15, please, so that I know. Like, it's too close to me. It's like I'm still in like firing range, but now I'm not. All right, so it's launching a swarm. So now we can turn around and proceed to flak. What formation is that? That's a ring. That's also a ring. That is a ball firing. Too early. That was a decent shot. That was a good shot. Alright, skedaddling. The swarm is down to about half strength. Alright, I think we got it. No, one more shot. Or maybe two. Alright, now we wait until the 16:15 that I've asked you guys to help me by typing up in the chat. Thank you for that, by the way. We need to control range so that we're not too far away, because at some point we're going to lose... Oh, we already kind of got 99 hull? Why? Nice. Alright, let's get some basic ammo again. So Heart 2 is generally considered the hardest of the fight because it's almost as tanky as Heart 1, but lightning is now active, so you can't just get that close. I mean, you can, but then you have to tank lightning, which, especially if a swarm is around, is not a great idea. But since the swarm is not around, we might actually use that as a technique to try and get the Heart down, noting that this ship doesn't really fire that well from that close up. So I don't think lightning is a particularly viable technique for us. Let's see. Everything else looks in order. Well, sort of like this. So I need to kind of retract my hard point to power my FMU to repair my MRP. So we're going to do that. My power distributor is somewhat damaged too, but we have time to repair it. Might as well. All right. Alright. MRPs repair... sorry. AFMUs repair module reinforcement packages at a ratio of like 10:1, so they repair MRPs far more effectively. Now it's kind of like, why is it getting away from me? See, this is why you want to keep an eye on range, because you make sure that it's kind of not losing interest. And if it is, you want to boost, and get some heat there so that it kind of catches your tail again. But you got to keep an eye on it. This is something that changed in update 17 in terms of like how interceptors aggro works. Should we repair that 1% hull? I kind of want to repair that 1% hull just because I did turn off my FMU in the process, but all right. Gotta make sure to turn our power distributor back on before we re-engage, because that would be silly if we didn't. Alright. And now we're in tip-top shape. We got half our ammo, which should be okay if we don't screw up our orbit insertion, which we very well might, because you never know. So we're almost at 15, right? So that should be like... Let's give it... Better safe than sorry. Like, let's give it some... Also... Boost range, we're all fully charged. Weapons are now, pips are in WEP. Alright, now we should be close to the our engaged timer. Let's deploy our weapons. You might still have a shield, but again, this is just a practice run because I don't have the time to do the whole fight. So, I mean, we live, we learn no matter what happens. So let's do this. Oh, shield down. Cool. Swing past me, swing past me. Alright, here we go. This reminds me of fighting in an E-rated chieftain, by the way. Like, very similar orbit insertion pattern. Alright. Now it boosts towards me. I'm trying to get lateral angle on it, which I succeeded, which is good. But my orbit is gonna stall, but it's gonna start at the point where it's gonna go to rearm soon, so I'm gonna let it stall. Because I knew it was gonna go rearm. That was a good exert. Now I'm gonna boost and get some range back here. Ah, we both boosted at each other. That's bad. Now we're jousting. We call jousting. Alright. Second heart down. Do I have ammo to do a third? Probably not. No. I don't. And unfortunately I don't have time to do this whole fight, because otherwise this fight has been going well. Do I have time? How much time? 45 minutes after Heart 2. I might have time to do a whole fight, but do I have ammo? Like, can I get standard reloads? Like, 2 reloads of standards? No, probably not. Or it would be super close. Or should I go with basic now that 2 hearts are down? Oh, jumping out, by the way, because I wasn't paying attention. See, this is what you don't want to do. Like, see if I can get enough heat to kind of get it to see me before it kind of like... No, it's jumped out. Alright, that solves that dilemma for me. Like, we're not going for it. So it jumped out. It was afraid. It was afraid. And then we're going to self-destruct to get our premium back from the carrier. Alright, that definitely concludes my current practice run, because I'm going to time out. If you want, maybe we can hang out, just go and kind of restock our manganese so that we got some hang out for another 15 minutes or so, since we have time to restock our premiums, and then I'm going to try again this afternoon and see how things play out this afternoon. I mean, I've done the first 2 hearts of Hydras, and I've done it without taking any damage on the second heart, as you saw now. I've gotten the hang of like the orbital insertion, as you've seen on this run, which is again very close in my mind to the E-rated chieftain, which also doesn't turn like this ship and needs a boost to kind of get that angle and that initial orbiting setup. So I feel I've learned what I need to learn to actually do this fight. Now it's a matter of just doing it, but it's a matter of like, if I don't get it on the first try, it would be like the 4th or 5th try. But if I don't get it on the 4th or 5th try, I would get on the following one at this point. All right, this is restocked. Let's switch to... Oh, by the way, I forgot. I think I left my taxi parked at Shinde's. So let's... Yeah, my taxi's parked in Shinde's. But fortunately, I have free taxis. One of the reasons I have free taxis is because I tend to leave my taxis parked in random locations. Well, they shouldn't be parked because they're not good taxis for like being parked halfway across the galaxy. But let's since we're just doing materials trading, let's get a nice dolphin taxi, golden dolphin. And I have materials traders bookmarked for the Pleiades, which is where I'm at now. Material trader manufactured Pleiades. It's still quite a high because it's 200 light years away, but it should be 3 or 4 jumps in the dolphin. Right? 4 jumps. And while we're at it, we're also going to top up on heat sinks, since we will need to synthesize a good number of heat sinks in doing this fight. Still, I'm getting the hang of it, and I will probably... I'll give it a 70-80% chance that I should be able to do it this afternoon. Like, if you're able to retune in later this afternoon, we will be doing that. And obviously, they decided to interdict my taxi dolphin. There's a range around. The annoying thing about the Pleiades is it also it's a kind of shutdown that works with a shutdown field neutralizer. So I will be shut down because they don't have a shutdown field neutralizer on this thing. But I hit flight assist off before I got shut down, which means I will drift over at something like 500 meters per second, which means the interceptor is not going to catch me, even if I got shut down. And just enjoy and drift the space, enjoy the views. Like, I like this livery. It's not the golden one. It's like it's got a different name for the dolphin, but I actually don't know what it's called. At this point, we should have lost the interceptor. Yeah, the interceptor's like jumping out, like pretty far away, as we're drifting at very high speed in the middle of nowhere. Oh, back online. All right. Still 4 jumps away. Yeah, the one thing you have to really be careful after you kind of like in doing this fight is to not get so far that the interceptor loses interest and jumps out like it just did. So you can't just disconnect in the cutting phase. You have to pay attention. I mean, it's better than having to do it in cold ships where you kind of have to boost around, but still. Yeah, sorry, in slow ship, so you have to boost around, which is still, but still, like... Do I have it? Where am I? I think I have a fuel scoop in the ship, but I don't know if it looks like this ship is... do I have a fuel scoop? Yes, I do. Taxi without a fuel scoop is not very useful. What else do I need to see, kind of convert for my... Manganese. Oh, I'm going to a manufactured one. I should be going to a raw one. Hold on. I'm going to a wrong destination. Manganese is a raw material, not a manufactured material. Empty raw Pleiades. And Gobi. Should be still 3 jumps. Yeah, same. Good. But yeah, as you've seen from this fight, Type 8 is more than capable of carrying a Hydra. It does take skill, though, I have to say. Like, you have to really fight the ship to fly it in a way that allows you to sort of orbit the interceptor and not joust it. Like, as you saw from like how I did it, even I don't really have exactly the hang of it yet. I will get the hang of it in a few more runs, because I've done this kind of flying before, but I haven't done it in a while, so I am rusty. And in general, dealing with Hydras without swarms is incredibly easier than dealing with Hydras with swarm, and like the hardpoint layout of the ship of the Type 8 just naturally like lends itself to using flak, because you have 5 Gauss and you're already stretching the 5 small Gauss, and you're already stretching the limits of what you can do from a power distributor standpoint on small Gauss. And small Gauss are actually more distributor damage efficient than their medium counterpart, so you really want to use small Gauss on that ship, as you would effectively lose DPS if you were instead to use the medium slot for Gauss. And so either 5 or 4, it's like small Gauss is the ideal configuration of this ship. Like 5 double sinking, I think, is what's kind of been working for me, but I can see sort of like a variant of this where you have, where am I? Hold on, stations. I can see a variant of this where you use only 4 small Gauss, but on a single heatsink. It would make your exerts longer, but it might prevent you from having to double sync, which is kind of nice. But in general, I think if you can double sync and you can get away with it, which it seems like I could here twice in a row, then generally my general rule of thumb is you should, in a ship that has such little power to weapons like this one. Again, this is not an everyday fight, obviously. Like, we're trying to do something that isn't exactly straightforward. But why what? What's your question, Scoofed? But why what, Scoofed? Why are you asking, what are you asking why about? Oh, why kill Hydra? Because we can. It's a simple answer. And because nobody has done it before. That's another good answer. Not with a Type 8, at least. kill Titan instead. Oh, we've killed 5 already. Like, and we'll kill 3 more. And come August 15, we will kill Titan 4 as well. So trust me, we'll definitely be killing Titans too. Like, it's not a mutually exclusive. It's an and, not an or. Oh, and I wholeheartedly agree. Like, they totally nerfed the grind for once. They nerfed something that needed to be nerfed, so that's great. All right. By the way, for those who are following here, you guys should know that we've set up the premiere for the second episode of Bug Smashers, which is focused on the AX Crate Mark, on the AX version of Crate Mark II. It's set to premiere on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, which is 1930 hours UK time and 2030 hours Central European time. Look it up and hit the notify button if you're interested. It is the highest production value video we made since AX Academy. Very, very happy with how it came out, and we'll be on the stream to chat with the audience and answer any questions. So if you're around Saturday afternoon, by all means, consider tuning in, because I think it will be a pretty cool video that's gonna come live. All right, where else? 2 more here. All right, so we got manganese. What else do we need? Usually zinc. I think zinc is fine. Arsenic, polonium. I don't know why I'm so low on arsenic, by the way. It's usually not something you consume very much of, but apparently I did. And same with zirconium. Like, when on earth did I use zirconium? I have no idea. No bore. But anyway, now I think we're good on manganese. Like, while we're out here, I'm also gonna go to the manufactured material trader to stock up on my heatsink synths. I think I have more than enough. I usually keep them pretty well stocked, but again, it's a kind of thing that I keep them 127 on 150. It's not even worth it. Nah, not worth it. Not worth it. I'll be heading back to a Pleiades now. Alright, back to the Pleiades. Yeah, Python 2 is out. I mean, we did plenty of videos and builds and things with Python Mark II. It's an interesting choice. It's a glass cannon at the end of the day, as far as AX is concerned. It's got big guns, but it doesn't really have the power distributor to feed them, and it's got really crappy optional internals, which make it really fragile. It really likes a shield, but shields don't really work that well in AX. We've worked incredibly hard to make a shielded variant that could actually work in Titan space, and managed to do it. But it took a tremendous amount of work, and even then, it's a ship that is only marginally better than the Crate Mark II are doing that, so it is hard to recommend. I mean, the one thing that the Python Mark II is great at is ganking. Like, honestly, like, you put 4 pacifiers on that thing with rapid fire and some combination of incendiary and screening shell, and, you know, blessed poor soul you drop onto, because you're gonna vaporize them in like no time. You can also put like drags and FSD interrupt missiles on the medium slots, and with that, the poor soul has also no chance to get away. So the convergence are in I want to say, I mean, I think I would define it as average. It's not pinpoint accuracy where you can snipe hearts with all 5 at 1.5 kilometers, but with a micro gimbaling of the smalls, you can get a reasonable amount of shots on target at 1.5 kilometers. It does get pretty bad once you close in. Like, I find sniping at less than 1 kilometer or close to 1 kilometer very hard in terms of getting those guns on target, which is why sniping might be, you might be better off actually staying in a 1.5, 1.8 kilometer range to snipe, as that is more likely to result in getting hits, at least with multiple guns. Well, the Type 10 internals are pretty good. Nothing wrong to say about that. It's the Python Mark II internals that are just not good. All right, so we got. Oh wait, what? I did get my. Before I kind of go all the way back, like, let me just double check, like, Guardian gas scans. Like, I did get my manganese sorted, but did I need anything else? I got 14 reloads. Oh, I need focus crystals. So I do need manufactured materials after all. So let me actually go and back and finish this little chore, since I'm kind of half away there anyway. Manufactured plates. Should be 2 or 3 jumps away. 3, because like 1 is kind of unfortunately not close enough. Oh well. Focus crystals, I have exquisite focus crystals for days, so that's gonna be easy. The mouse control guide for flight assist off. Let me link that for you, Commander Igor. 1 second. Let me search my channel. Mouse. No, I searched not my channel. I searched YouTube. I searched for mouse, and I got a bunch of like videos of mice. Like, that was funny. Let me actually search my channel and get you that information, but I need to get to my channel first. So 1 second. Mouse. Tuning mouse. There we go. For X Combat. This is the link, and I'm posting it here in the chat. That is the link for the tuning mouse for AX Combat, as in flying with AX off with mouse. You're welcome. It has a very, very, very good exercise that I myself still use like every other month or so to just make sure I got my aim on point. Especially when I mess with controls and settings like I was doing earlier. It is an exercise I highly, highly recommend anyone who is trying to fly FA off with a mouse to do. And even someone who's flying without a mouse, just with a stick, like the concept is the same. Like you need to be able to settle your aim precisely, and that exercise helps immensely with figuring out whether you're able to do that without the stress of being in a combat situation, so that you can just tune, try again, tune, try again until you kind of get it exactly the way that works for you. Eight paper rolls out of 10 Mekangis for the Type 8. Well, it's a Type 8. I guess it has to get 8, huh? As a score. Otherwise, it would be the Type 10. Like, we already have a Type 10. How many GTCs do I have? I have enough for... I have a lot of GTCs. That's good. So if I fill up on focus crystals and filming competence, I should be able to get the maximum amount of premium, so that's good. The Type 1. The hauler is a Type 1. I think the hauler is just the Type 1 that was branded hauler, but I think the real name of a hauler is a Type 1. Compensation. No, we did not increase the drop of guardian materials, unfortunately. That should be on their list. I think I'm coming in a little too fast from a little too far here, so let's see if I can slow down a bit. Nope, loop of shame it is. After a loop of shame, you can come in fast with a super cruise assist, so now you can just drop fast and you should be able to not miss it. The hauler has indisputably the best convergence in the game. Yes, like fact. And I have indisputably the biggest skill issue with loops of shame on this station. Double loop of shame. You gotta get a real good laugh at me. Hopefully I don't get a triple one, because that would be really embarrassing. But no, we should be good. Normally I use auto-dock because I look at the chat and chat away, which I might probably do with something here too. Yeah, the hauler is a surprisingly, I mean, with its limitations, granted, it only has a small hardpoint, but with that limitation, the hauler is a surprisingly fun ship to fly. Like, in the AX community, it has a little bit of a legendary status, because like people kind of made wings of swarms, like swarms of haulers, and went after Hydras. And like, we actually managed to take Hydra down with three haulers, 3 premium ammo haulers. That was a fight I did with Quinn and with Lawson FPB. It was not easy. It took us several attempts, but it was a fun one. The video is somewhere on my channel if you care about that one. I did not make a fancy video out of it. It's like a just simple recording of a live stream. Alright, let's go get those mats. What do we need? We need a bunch of things. We needed actually. We need heat conduction wiring, which probably need to pull from heat vanes because I don't think we have. Yeah, we have like heat exchangers. There we go. That has filled up on this. Alright, so our heat sink sinks are full, and now we need the focus crystals, which are down here somewhere. Fortunately, Fargoid missions gave us an infinite number of exquisite focus crystals, and the rest looks pretty good. Filament composite's the other one that we need to fill out for our guardian gas. Alright, now it's looking good. Let's head back to the surface and check out how we're doing. 20 full, nice. 40 of basic, surprisingly low because we're low on guardian wreckage components for the basic ones. But this is more than enough. Well, it's the maximum effectively, so. Alright. Back to the Pleiades for real this time. Hauler and Adder are great support ships with repairs, refuel, and decontamination. Well, the thing is, support ships aren't really an effective thing in anti-xeno combat. With one exception, which is a silly exception that doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I wouldn't recommend. Maybe I shouldn't even talk about it. Because then I get yelled at by people saying, that's a terrible thing, why do you tell people about it? And people do it and everything sucks for them and then they're sad and they leave the game. Like, but, yeah, no. Since I made so much fuss about it, the one support build that I was talking about is the rail conda with plasma slugs. A real Conda with plasma slugs is basically designed to have infinite ammo by drawing on two 64-ton fuel tanks, are called. Like, what's the module name for additional fuel? I think called fuel tanks. And basically, even if you were to run out of ammo, you can actually have people come with fuel transfer limpets and transfer you fuel, which means give you more ammo for your rails. Now, that really only works with scouts and only works in very certain circumstances with scouts, where you can shoot them from 6 kilometers away, like from the asteroid field of a Titan, or if you're doing crazy things like shooting down, battering down the shields of fortresses. Railguns are partly thermal damage, so you do a lot of shield damage. But those are such niche use cases that, again, don't listen to me. Don't pay attention to anything I say. Well, pay attention to some of the things I say when I'm serious. When I'm not serious and I'm memeing or doing crazy stuff, talking about crazy stuff, don't listen to me. Yeah, and of course, like if you're flying a wing build, it's different, but then that's a completely different style of fighting. Like fighting in a wing with concordant sequence is exceptionally powerful, but it requires quite a bit of training as a wing, and that's not something that people are used to in the game. This was one of the reasons we founded the Xeno Strike Force, is because we wanted to do that. We wanted to learn how to fly in a wing at a high level together as actually a unit, instead of just a random people coming together and being in the same wing because reasons. And it's been a ton of fun. Like, I think concordant sequence wings have been a ton of fun, especially in Titan space. Or in other kind of very hostile environments. Yeah, exactly. Just like Conda. Alright, we're back to our carrier. And now we have the ammo to do the fight with premiums, so the comfy way. You know, the funny thing is, I'm watching my own stream on my phone so that I can see the chat, since I don't have a second screen. I use that as a second screen to follow along on the chat. And I also get a bunch of ads, like presumably you guys all do. And trying to kind of see, well, what did Scooped or what did Alex say? And then kind of ad pops up. Oh, I'm getting shut down again. It's annoying. Again, gets a chance to admire our nice dolphin from the outside. That's a Klops behind us. It's turning away because, again, we're drifting very far from it and very fast. I love the dolphin as a taxi. It's actually my favorite taxi. The Phantom is definitely a more useful taxi, as in you can do a lot more taxi-ish things in the Phantom than you can in the Dolphin. But the Dolphin looks so much cooler and flies so much smoother than the Phantom, so I'm a big fan. Big fan of the Dolphin as taxi. I also have an Asp-X as a third taxi, but I'm practically never using the Asp-X for the taxi anymore. It used to be my main taxi before I kind of built a Phantom for that purpose as well. Yeah, it's not actually Gatling hammer. It's it fires all at the same time. But yeah, Gatling would be certainly fun on top of a bit of a meme build as well. Alright, where is our carrier? This is one of the more popular systems in the Pleiades. Like, just like Asterope is the beginner's playground, the Hydra Zoo is the playground of folks who are looking for Medusas and Hydras. The Conda is the best taxi. Well, it certainly has a lot of convenience to it. It certainly can jump a lot. The thing about the Conda, though, is it doesn't really turn. And it's kind of slow. So as a taxi, where you're kind of still kind of going from station to Super Cruise and back, and you can actually move it around in normal space quite a bit, I honestly prefer a faster ship than a Conda for taxi purposes. Also, if you have to do a loop of shame in a Dolphin, it takes like 10 seconds. If you have to do a loop of shame in a Conda, you can go make yourself coffee and put a rock on your key that pitches the ship, because you have that much time. Courier is a nice taxi. That I agree with. The Courier is actually a great taxi. It's even faster than the Dolphin, and it makes like if it's actually just going from point A to point B, the Courier is one of the best. Unlike the Viper, it can actually jump, because the Viper obviously is even faster, but the Viper can't really jump. So, and the Courier can. So I wholeheartedly agree. The Courier is a fantastic. I wouldn't. Yeah, you could call it. It's actually probably a proper taxi. Because like, the reality is the Dolphin, like the. No, I don't want to stop docking me, man. I want to dock. I want to slam my ship onto the pad. Slam it, I said. Bang. All right. All right, let's switch back to our Type 8. Let's get our limpets. Again, I brought 40, but 40 is really overkill. Let's bring half. Let's bring 32. And universal gather graphics and sell some of this data just to get some system on there. Like, kind of probably should refuel at this point. I'll do that later. And then undock. And then, folks, this is going to be a temporary pause in the stream, as I do need to run for about an hour and a half or so. Let's, for the sake of argument, call it 2 hours, so we don't run. So I'm not rushing. And then I will be back, and we will get that Hydra now that we have premium ammo stocked and a little bit more experience in the ship and everything configured so that it works properly. We will nab that Hydra. So for those of you who are going to be around in a couple hours, see you then. For everyone else, thank you for watching the initial practice run against this Hydra in the Type 10, and glory to mankind. Commander Meccan, over and out.